Barnes and Leslie. We are the Morning X. Crash Clark around here somewhere covering traffic. And we have a shark coming up here about 9:05 this morning. Rashawn Williams, who's a limited partner with the Falcons. He started showing up as a shark either last season or the season before. I think now he's going to get more time since Mark Cuban is gone. And we'll all meet Rashawn Williams this morning just after 9. Right now, let's sleaze.
What's wrong with me, Barnes? I can't get enough of Charlie Sheen.
You are kind of on Charlie. You're ODing, not to make that an obvious...
Well, speaking of ODing, he said during an interview on Australia's 60 Minutes that the Mexican cartel once cut him off from buying cocaine, believing he was dealing drugs due to the massive quantities he was purchasing. He said that he was the only non-dealer buying in such large volumes. How is this dude alive? Anyway, in his book, he does credit his daughter Sammy for inspiring him to overcome his addictions. But I'll tell you what, he's been on with Joe Rogan, and he did talk about turning down that $54,000 an hour that he was offered from 2.5 Men.
This is when it turns into like a legacy play for your kids and their kids and and then the part they always leave out is an R cut. And I sat on the phone, and Mark and I have talked about that. Talked to Mark Berg, my manager, and I said, Mark, if I go back there, man, it's going to go really bad. I just know it. He's like, well, you're projecting that. I said, I'm not projecting, man. I'm just smart enough to know how I feel about it now. I got a little bit of clarity in this month I'm in the thing. I said, if I go back there, I got a bad feeling, Mark.
Why going back to work would send you off the rails?
Just that I had run up against a thing that I had lost passion for the show. I'd lost passion for the process.
Okay, so that if you went and just did it just for the money, you would find some ways to stimulate yourself.
Exactly. I was making $54,000 an hour. I was just the wrong guy in that pocket of time to give that much money to, man.
He makes like what you make an hour, which is pretty impressive.
It's unreal. Yeah, I know. Stop it.
Wouldn't you think that he is the most interesting study of a person because he is so likable and has such a high Q rating? Mm-hmm. Like deep down, even in his most drugged up state, he still has mass appeal.
People like him, that he's so likable and he's being very open about all of this. And I don't know why I have this feeling that something big is about to happen for him. Maybe Chuck Lorre comes back into the picture. I don't know.
You have that feeling because I said it last week.
Yes, you did say it. But that last season, he was like forgetting his lines. I mean, it wasn't pretty.
But still no one cares except, the guys on the show. But I do believe something big is coming for Charlie Sheen.
Okay, I have more from this explosive Priscilla Presley memoir. I mean, Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis. I think this may be the first time that she said this, but she talked about Elvis forcing himself on her after an unhappy memory. Do you ever remember her talking about this?
No, but the book title, Life After Elvis, you realize she's had way more life after Elvis than she ever did with Elvis.
That's true. She accuses Elvis of sexually assaulting her after he discovered her affair with their daughter Lisa Marie Presley's karate instructor, Mike Stone.
Ooh.
This was the ultimate reason she left him. After the affair was exposed, Elvis apparently cheated on her multiple times throughout their relationship, went ballistic. She claims he forced himself on her the way he imagined a karate master doing it. It left me with an unhappy memory of my last experience of sexual intimacy with Elvis. Wow.
An unpopular statement or question, but do you think that for someone to come out with such heavy allegations after someone is dead and also been dead a long time, is that fair to a legacy when there's no one there to defend it?
I was thinking the same thing because, Elvis is such an icon. I mean, people love Elvis, and now she's coming out saying he sexually assaulted her. Wow. Why didn't she say it in the last book? And again, I mean, this is horrible, obviously.
Very, but the guy can't defend himself, and we have to just take her word for it. And oh, by the way, she wants your money to get this story in her book. That just seems really fishy.
And you see that headline, right? You see the headline.
Yeah.
It makes you go, oh, I have to read this book.
Yeah, that just doesn't feel right to me, but I could be wrong.
Hulk Hogan excluding his daughter, Brooke, from his will. Did you see that?
I did.
Court documents indicate that Hogan's son, Nick, has been appointed co-personal representation of the estate. He amended his will several times over the years. Nick is named as the sole beneficiary. I guess she requested to be removed from her dad's will when he married this woman, Sky Daly. I guess the estrangement between them had developed over years prior to his death.
Wow.
That's really sad.
It is sad.
Nicholas Braun, known for his role as Greg Hirsch in Succession, has been ordered to refrain from alcohol and narcotics following a DUI charge in New Hampshire on August the 29th. When this stuff happens, with celebrities like, the Justin Timberlake thing, do you think it sort of is people remember that and then it sort of taints their reputation? Or do you think people forget about it in a couple of months?
I mean, that's the tall dude on Succession, right? That's the cousin or whatever? Yeah.
Yes.
I think that, it depends what level of star you are. Mm-hmm. I think the fact that we had to say that's the tall dude, right? I mean, that not a lot of people know who he is, so it might go under the radar. If it was, one of the headline names, that would stick, but does it really sting them that bad in the later,
A show that big, and then all of a sudden, of course it's going to make headlines. Okay, I thought this was really interesting. Harry Styles was in the Berlin Marathon on Sunday, finishing in under 3 hours. People are like, wow, that's pretty impressive. But he went under a pseudonym, Stead Sarandos.
I love that he's trying to be just a normal dude.
Yeah, I'm going to be a normal guy. And then, Barnes, I know you like Benson Boone, but I saw this headline, Idiot Criminal of the Day. Benson Boone's cameraman busted for a pee spree.
A pee spree?
I guess the guy was wasted. He apparently peed on roughly $700 worth of clothing at a beachside shop in Clearwater, Florida. 39-year-old Tyler Capehart, caught on television or caught on the, CCTV cameras, peeing all over the place. I guess he was intoxicated and just couldn't remember it. How to blow a gig on tour with Benson Boone. What an idiot.
I don't appreciate you putting out there this love affair with Benson Boone. I liked one song, Beautiful Things. I'm not in the fan club. Just saying. I mean, I'm not down with all the Harry Styles costumes, the whole thing. But I like Beautiful Things, the song. That's all.
I know. I had to bring it up because
You made me sound like I was in the club and writing him letters.
You are in the club. Do you ever watch Hot Ones?
Yeah, of course.
I watched the whole thing with Jason Bateman. He's a clean eater, I will have to say, and he went through all of the Hot Ones. But he did reveal that as a child actor on Little House on the Prairie, which I had totally forgotten about,
Same.
that some of the older castmates roughed him up with chest noogies. What?
Fact or fiction? When you were on Little House on the Prairie, the older kids in the cast played an April Fool's joke on you by telling you that your character had died.
Untrue. What they did do is they pinned me down on the ground, straddled me with knees on my shoulders, and gave me noogies or whatever they call it on my chest.
There was a hazing ritual
yeah,
at
they
Little
knocked
House
on
on
my
the
chest
Prairie?
like I was a front door, and then I went to the makeup artist and I said, put a big black and blue mark all over my chest. And then I went to their parents and I said, look what your kids did to me. That was good. I got them in trouble. So
there you go. You got the last laugh.
I got skills.
I don't remember him being on Little House on the Prairie.
I don't either.
That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
Everyone knows the legend of D.B. Cooper, but what if I told you there's an even better story out there? One with multiple aircraft hijackings, prison escapes, and so many twists and turns. I'm talking about the hit podcast, American Skyjacker, which is now an action-packed documentary coming to theaters and streaming this fall. Find out more at www.americanskyjacker.com and listen to our bonus episode of the podcast coming soon. American Skyjacker. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.